Alright, hello and welcome back to Kinda Sorta Total Annihilation in Paint. Why in Paint? Because, as I mentioned in Mass Effect, one of the episodes, maybe the first, maybe the second, but the last Mission 8, the video got messed up, didn't want to work, got broken, and it was the kind of mission that I do not want to do a second time. So I'm going to draw what happened. Yes, I think the map was more like this size. So, in essence, it was a naval mission. And Navy, like pure Navy missions, just suck. They are so slow. You get no resources, and just building ships takes a goddamn eternity. So I'm just gonna draw what happened. So basically, you like start at roughly a tiny ass island, all the way down here. There's like some little island here, roughly a little one here, and then like one here. You start with like some like I think one naval production thing. You get some ships. Like you start off with some ships that are like around here to protect the perimeter. There's like one mass extractor here. There's one you can get over here. And then there's like a larger middle island where some enemies are. You know, I'm like enemy. Like there's some enemies here. You start down. Oops. You start down here. This is where you spawn on the map. So pretty much I spent like 30 minutes just here. Just down here. And then like you gotta pretty much capture basically a big ass gate so you can travel to another system, and then it's like up here on top of an island. You have to get up here. There's another extractor that you can acquire here. This is the enemy's main island that you have to go capture. Of course, they've got their own production stuff. So pretty much the way the mission went, I spent 30 minutes down here, like below this line. It took me about 40 minutes to just make a big ass navy and travel and capture this island, where I was able to get my third metal extractor. And then I sat here for a while. There was like another island. I think there was like another island over here. It was like a tiny ass little thing. So it took me like 40 minutes just to get to this island. I built some like some small artillery here just to provide naval support to my ships whenever I built them. I ended up with like 4 first tier naval production buildings. I had like torpedoes here and here. But then they also attacked me from over here, so I ended up having to make torpedoes over here as well. I had like long-range missile ships here, here, and here, just providing missiles whenever they attacked. Ended up with battleship groups. So pretty much the way it went, I spent like it took like every time I lost a fleet, it'd take like 10 minutes to rebuild all the destroyers and battleships and missile ships, because I had like 2 advanced ship fabs here as well. Put a little A for advanced. I had like 2 of these, 4 of these by the end, just cranking out ships. You also had to do like converters, like just groups of energy to metal converters down here. I'd have like groups of energy, like the tidal generators down here, just like on the end, cranking out tons of energy to feed the converters. I ended up capturing here that was also being bombarded by enemy friggin' battleships that they had just around this area. So like they'd come close. Well, they also had air forces too, which was unfair because I don't get those. They also had like tier 2 turrets defending their friggin' border of their island. So pretty much the way it worked, 40 minutes, got this island, went up this way, my fleet got destroyed up here, and then I had to spend even more time to build another fleet, and then I spent another fleet to come up here, and we completely captured this area. And then I had to pull my ships back again because I only had like a couple of ships left by then. And this is like at like 50 minutes just to get to this point. And then another 10 minutes later, my fleet came up this way, just completely dominated this. And then I surrounded the island with my fleets, just surrounded it, bombarding it with radar as best I could without the... because you could accidentally target the galactic gate and accidentally destroy it if you didn't have eyes, so I just kind of bombarded the shore where all the defenses were, and then I had my commander walk all the way up onto shore to capture the gate, and it was the slowest, most boring mission. Sure, I could get a second tier metal extractor, but then I had to build the bots to do it. I had to build a local bot, then build an advanced bot, build a transport ship to transport them over here. And then when that was good and secured, it took like 30 minutes. You know, you move up here to secure this island to build another goddamn tier 2 mass extractor while being bombarded from the ships over here. So I had to replace some things and build more artillery for shore-based artillery defense. I was going to record this using cheats, however there aren't really any campaign cheats that work, aside from add starting 1,000, so you'd have an extra 1,000 energy and 1,000 mass. 1,000 mass would probably be fine, but I was hoping that some of the cheats would work so I could redo this mission, but for fuck's sake, cheats don't really work in the campaign apparently. And then I got interrupted and couldn't actually do that. So I decided, fuck it. I really don't want to do this mission again because it sucked. It was the most boring, annoying mission I've probably ever recorded. And then it, you know, broke. It broke, which was really sad. Well, yeah. That was mission 8. I sure as hell don't want to do this again. Like, Navy missions just suck. They sucked in Supreme Commander. They sucked here. Yeah. I'm gonna go record Supreme, Space Marine 2 now. Because there's, like, 3 operation missions that I haven't recorded that have released, and I kind of want to do that. So I'm gonna go do that. I hope people enjoyed this kind of reenactment in paint as to what happened in this mission. This is pretty close to how it went down. And pretty much how I spent most of the game just sitting down here doing jack shit. Slowly building up a navy. Yeah. That's all.